Hello. So today I am going live with Rochelle. So I will give Rochelle a few moments to join. Hi, thanks for joining. And then we shall get started. Hi, people are joining already, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all for joining. I'm excited about every live, but today particularly so. I've had so many calls. Hey, Rochelle, so I'm just waiting for...
Hi. Hi, my love.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. Even better.
God, it's so good to hear your voice.
Same. So everyone, thank you. Please let us know if you can hear us clearly or if there are any problems. As you all know, I am Jay, so I'm one of the founders of Hustle+Heels, and today I am joined by Rochelle Gapere. I'm so excited to have you with us. So, Rochelle, I have to tell you, the minute I posted that you were joining us live today, my cousin from Antigua called me and she was like, oh my gosh, you're going live with Rochelle. Oh, I can't wait to join. And my phone's been going crazy since.
Oh, so I'm excited. What's your name? Hi, cousin from Antigua.
Andrea, yeah.
Hi, Andrea. That's so nice.
My partner was like, every time I'm, going to like one of your posts or something, he feels like he knows you so well because I'm always talking about you. So
I love the good energy, girl. Listen, from the first day we connected, it was just a vibe. Like, I love your energy. And I'm all about winning women and women charting the course, and you are that for sure.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you. So for those that don't know who you are, maybe just introduce yourself, because my cousin, she was like, I didn't even know that there was such thing as a happiness coach. So I know that you're an attorney by trade and a happiness coach by heart, but why don't you just tell us what that entails?
Okay, so I'm an attorney. Most people know what that is. A happiness coach, if you've ever heard of a life coach, it's typically a life coach. However, I focus on ways to help people live their happiest lives. So a lot of times in life coaching, people are just unrooting, the things that are going on, the baggage, the woe is me. But I am literally trying to tap more into helping clients find true happiness. Like, what does happiness mean to you? And I think most of us are just living, we're coasting through life. And it's good to solve the issues and all the problems, because unless you have a healthy foundation, you really can't flourish. But in the same breath, it's one thing to survive, it's another thing to thrive and be happy and wake up to a life that you're passionate about and a life that you are excited to live every single day. So that's where I come in. It's not just, I just want to resolve these childhood issues. I don't like work or whatever. It's no. What truly makes you happy? And most people don't even know that.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that, because I think there's something to be said for actually being intentional about creating that happiness and being in that space of positivity. And the one thing that I love, literally, your book is in my bag everywhere. Love it. You guys, if you haven't got it already, get one. I take your book with me quite often, and I lent it to one of my friends once, and then like a week later I was like, yeah, you need to give it back now. A quick forest. Yeah. Exactly. So it's one of those things which we have to be really intentional about. And the thing that I loved about your book was that you give actual positive and actual real practical examples of how you can be intentional about that happiness and positivity. And one thing that you spoke about in the book is, there's no point pretending that you can cut everyone off that's negative, and there's no point pretending that you can just ignore them. These are, if you have someone that's particularly draining or what have you in your life, you have to find out or find a way of not cutting them off, but actually protecting your own happiness. So can you just talk to us a bit more about that, about, you know, protecting our own happiness, particularly now because of everything that's going on? It's crazy. And it is a worrying and sad time for a lot of people. We can't escape it.
Yeah. So it's actually day one in the book where I talk about learning to make happiness enhancing decisions. And what that is really just any decision that you're making, just look at it through the lens of, if I do this, will this add to my happiness? Will this bring me joy? And so that means everything from you wake up in the morning, when you roll over and you pick up the phone and immediately look on your social media feed, how is that making you feel? Are you seeing positive things, or is your feed full of like negative Nancy's? Are you turning on the news? Like literally, when your phone rings, are you thinking, "Whoa, I can't wait to talk to this person," or is it, "Oh my God, I have to talk to this person again"? And it's really being intentional and conscious of all your actions every single minute of the day until it starts becoming more natural to you.
Yeah.
For me, I remember when I was like trying to just create a space and cultivate an environment where I could feel good, I literally had to like write it down. Like, okay, woke up this morning, looked on the news. Oh, geez, that took my happiness levels down to 3. So I always use the happiness scale. On a 1 to 10, how happy are you? How happy are the activities that you're doing making you feel? So I remember writing it down. Okay, I woke up and I listened to music. That was a 9. I did a gratitude practice. That was a 10. I said affirmations. That's a 10. I prayed. That's a 10. So what are the activities that you're doing? Literally keep a diary, a running day-to-day diary of all your actions. If when you speak to certain friends, you may share good news with them, all of a sudden, it's just negative energy. You may need to start limiting their access to you. And so really it's just about setting up boundaries in your life. And I think we don't realize how much power we have because so many of us are just aimlessly going through life. But you really have to wake up in your life and really decide, okay, what kind of life do I truly want to live? And how do I want to feel every single day? Most of us aren't asking ourselves that. Answer for me, I know when I wake up in the morning, I want to feel joyful. I want to feel peace. I want to feel high energy. And so that means I need to get good sleep before. So a lot of these things aren't necessarily rocket science, but the happiness enhancing decisions. If you're not working out and you're just eating junk food, it weighs on your energy. Is that leading to your happiness or is that taking away? If you're drinking alcohol and consuming so many ounces of wine every night, which I've been doing, are you able to wake up and function at your maximum potential? It's just literally day to day looking on your behavior, assessing your behavior, and nobody is going to be happy for you. You have to take responsibility for your life, like you really do. And you have more power than you ever know.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that in the book you wrote to me, you know, happiness is your birthright. Like you're actually, this is what you're entitled to. So it's not, you know, a question of, you know, the things that have happened in our past that mean that, you know, we can't expect to be happy anymore. These are actually things that we are entitled to. And I love the fact that you touched on journaling as well, and you spoke about journaling in a webinar that you were doing recently, and I was like, yes, it's true, because it is, we're going through history right now, and journaling is a great way to be able to, as you said, look back and think, okay, how am I feeling in this period? You know, what is it that's setting me off or setting me you know, in a negative place? So yeah, I think journaling is absolutely key, as you said. I can see that there was a comment from Andrea who asked for a link to the book, which Andrea's not my cousin, but then my cousin Andrea actually said happiness is a birthright. So thank you for your comments, guys. And yeah, I will put a link to Rochelle's book. You can get it on Amazon, and I'll put a link to it in our stories and everything as well. And you can find it on Rochelle's page as well. So, Rochelle, you were talking about, you know, drinking in this time and being mindful of what we're consuming. Everyone is at home. Well, not everyone, but the majority of people right now are at home. They're on lockdown, and it's easy to fall into that habit of, having 1-2 drinks every night and, you know, things like that, because why not? We don't have to drive anywhere. But just talk to us a bit about the things that we're consuming, not only food, but like you were saying, with the news, what we're reading, what we're taking in, and maybe some positive steps that we can take to, again, ensure that we're being, putting ourselves in the best position to be happy.
So, first of all, I want to say that we are all living through a time that none of us have lived through before. And so I want to be just totally candid. If all you do every day is just wake up and survive and stay healthy, congratulations. That's amazing. That's all you need to do right now, is to stay healthy and to stay alive, right? Yeah. Today marked the 7th week that I've been home. And I woke up this morning and I was just like, well, I made it to week 7, because week 1, I was just like, oh my God, how are we going to get through this? How am I going to do this? Okay, here I am, week 7. It shows, one, that we're way more resilient than we give ourselves credit for, right? Yeah. So whatever it is that you've been doing up until this point to keep yourself alive on week 7, you need to keep doing it. So, at first, I remember maybe the first week or 2, I was just like, okay, I'm going to start writing my new book. I'm going to work out 4 times a week. I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to be so productive. And then after a while, it was starting to give me anxiety when I wasn't meeting my own goals of what I'd set up for myself. So I changed it. I said, okay, every single day, I'm going to extend grace to myself. What is the best thing that I could do to fuel me today? Just each day. Because really, we're just like surviving moment by moment. Yeah. I have been having alcohol. I have a glass of wine when I feel like it. Sometimes I go out for a run. And so let me tell you, exercise, I don't care if you do 15 minutes a day. Dance in your house. It increases your endorphins. It is scientifically proven to increase and enhance your moods. So if you can, you should do some exercise every day, whether it's dancing. I dance every day because it just lights me up. I live in Miami, and so the weather is pretty good here. It's really nice, actually. So I go out for walks every day for vitamin D. And not every day. Some days I just stay in the bed and I just... But for the most part, I need that vitamin D. I need the sunshine on my skin. I need to be outside for fresh air. So please try to get exercise however you can, whether in the house or going for walks. The next thing is social connection. 10% of the world's happiest people are people who have meaningful relationships with other people. Being on Instagram and Facebook is not necessarily socially connecting in a meaningful way. And what I mean by that is, now is the time to schedule your Zoom calls. I had an amazing chat with one of my high school friends the other day. We stayed on the phone for like an hour and a half. It was incredible, because also people need your energy. And so you'll be surprised what you'll learn from other people. So schedule your Zoom calls or your FaceTime calls with your friends, because that really does make a difference. Checking on your neighbors if you can. Like, this is the time to be as kind as possible to everybody around you. If there's somebody who you always see on your Instagram or your Twitter feed and they haven't been posting, maybe send them a DM. Hey, you've been a little bit quiet. Are you okay? You'll be surprised that when you pour good energy into people's lives, it also comes back to you. So be very intentional about the energy that you're also putting out in the world. You did talk about journaling. The thing about journaling, and I'll say it to you, to all of you, one of the best things that I've ever incorporated in my life is to keep a journal. And crazy enough, I've been doing it for since I was 17 years old. Oh, wow. The beauty of that is that I will go back to different hard seasons in my life, my journals from that time. And I read what I wrote. Oh, today was hard. I don't know if I could pass this exam. Everything is so overwhelming. Or I went through this breakup and I feel so sad, and how am I going to get through it? But you know what? I got through it. Yeah. And not only did I get through it, I grew through it. Yeah. So it's nothing like reassuring yourself with your own testimony. And a lot of times we have a short memory. We forget how strong we are, how resilient we are. You forget that, you were crying 2 years ago and you made it through. You're great. And so it's good to remind yourself of your strength. It's good to remind yourself of the tools that you used the last time to be able to use them this time to get through this hard period. Because guess what? Every storm runs out of rain, and trouble does not last always, right? It's pandemic will not last forever. It will end. But right now, you need to tap into the tools in your toolkit that you knew worked for you prior.
Yeah.
So before you used to run, you may need to start running. If you used to write in your journal, do that too. If you used to pray and read the Bible every day, do that. If you listen to Lauryn Hill on repeat, start doing that. Success leaves clues. And clues don't have to be from anybody else. The clues are your own clues that you have done in your life prior to become successful today, to survive today.
Yeah. I love that. I love the fact that you said success leaves clues. It's so right. It's not, something that we have to go searching for or on some big journey. There are the clues along the way of what we've experienced and all of that before. The comments are going crazy. So I love that. I love the fact that what you're saying is resonating with everyone. And it's really giving them, I guess, that encouragement, because it is so easy to get caught up in everything and, to feel like you're not doing enough. What you said is absolutely great. What's got us to this point now, keep doing that and just build on that slowly. So I love that. Absolutely love that. I want to talk to you as well about multiple streams of income. As we said at the beginning, you're not only a happiness coach, you have other things that you're involved with. So maybe talk to us a bit about that and how you've eventually come to traveling around the world as well with what you're doing now.
Okay, so I have been practicing law now 15 years. May 15th will make 15 years I've been practicing law.
Fantastic.
It's crazy. Every time I think about it, I'm like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
But the next thing I'll say, and I'll be totally honest, my first year of law school, my whole life I've always wanted to be an attorney. My first semester of law school, I knew that it wasn't for me. I knew it. I knew this is not my passion. But I didn't know what else to do. I was 21 years old. I started law school at 20, actually. Had no clue what I was going to do next. So I was just like, well, I'm Jamaican. If you start something, you have to finish it. You have to be successful. So fine, I decided I was going to finish. I did well, and I got my first job practicing family law. But all along, I always knew that there was something more. So early in my career, a couple attorneys and I, my friends, we started a company called Esquire. And similar to Hustle+Heels, we plan networking events, yacht parties, art shows. Speed dating. It was just incredible. Dinner parties, right? So what I was doing at that time is that even though law wasn't necessarily my passion, I was creating other opportunities because I like to socialize. I like to meet people. I like to party. I'm a party girl. As creating other opportunities to satisfy my curiosity and my creativity. So what I tell people is that you do what you have to do until you could do what you want to do.
Love it.
You do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. What happens is a lot of us think, okay, well, if I can't get my dream job and I'm just working here, then I just throw my hands up and forget about my dream job. No, you just have to be doing the job that you have to do for right now and start putting the pieces in place to manifest the dream job, right? Yeah. So, lo and behold, 4 years ago, still and the overwhelming sense of, okay, law is not for you started coming back. And what happened is that Esquire, we all took a break and started doing our own projects. Okay. So it just meant that law was now all I had. That was my only outlet, which then started the unhappiness and that sensation again. Lo and behold, I was in a long-term relationship. I was with the guy for 5 years, thought we'd get married. And so I'd moved in with him, and lived with him for 6 months. But once I moved in, it was clear that it wasn't where I was supposed to be. Listen, what I will say to you is when you get quiet in your life, you'll be surprised how the universe and that gnawing sense in the pit of your gut will keep telling you, this is not it. This is not it. This is not it. And from I moved in, I started having that sensation of it's not it. Another time of, but where am I going to go next? Remember, it happened to me in law school. So here I am now, a couple years later, that same thing again. And I was 35. So now the fear was more. And it was just like, okay, I'm 35 to start over again. And sometimes starting over is the best thing that we can do. right? So in that season, I ended up getting the courage to move on. I decided, well, 5 years of my life in this relationship versus 50 years being able to create whatever it is I would want. I chose 50 years. We broke up, I moved out, and along the way, people kept saying to me, but Rochelle, how are you doing? You guys have been together so long, and it was just like a lot of pity. And I remember saying, I'm sad. I'm really disappointed because a lot of times when our plans aren't going as we think they should, we get stuck in what we think we should be doing as opposed to allowing the universe to work its magic. So along the way, I started hearing people say, whoa, so I would say, well, one area of my life being bad doesn't mean my entire life is bad. It's just one area. I'm alive, I have friends, I have a career, this is just one area. And so people kept saying, maybe you should write a book. Maybe you should write a book. Your perspective is refreshing. And that was my aha moment that I should write a book about my story. Because I don't care what anybody says. Your story is unique to you, and somebody needs to hear your story. It may not be the book. It may be the business that needs to be birthed, but it's your gift. And so the world needs your gift. And a lot of times we'll sit there thinking, oh my God, but who's going to support the business? Who's going to come to the event? Who's going to do this? Listen. There's 7 billion people in this world. Somebody is going to support you. You have to have the courage, the conviction, and the belief in your project, in your business, in your whatever it is doing, whatever it is you want to do, for other people to buy into it. I published the book. The book ended up becoming a bestseller. The book opened crazy doors for me. As I'm studying and learning more about happiness, I decided that I want to be a happiness coach. I get a certification in positive psychology. People start asking me to come and speak. And so I will say this, in 2 years, my life literally transformed. 2018 is when I published the book. I published it on my birthday. Remember, 2017, I had nothing. I was just over there confused, not knowing where life was taking me. But I took a bet on myself. 2018, I published a book. 2019, I was on a stage opening for Steve Harvey.
Yes, and that was amazing.
So exactly. So all I'm saying is you, whoever is listening, you must take the chance on yourself. Listen, life is short. All of us deserve to live magically meaningful lives. We are, and you have the talent. And I remember how I started my so-called happiness coaching career. I was at the pool one day on my birthday, and I literally posted a quote. I just posted one of my quotes in my journal, and people started replying like, "Oh my God, I felt like you were talking directly to me." And I was just like, wow, I'm actually doing this to help myself because I still was in the slump. But I was just like, you know what? This seems to be getting some momentum. So, needless to say, I started posting, and then I became consistent with my posting. If you go back and look for 3 years of my postings, I have never not put happiness is on a post or one happy thought once I publish my book. The thing about what happens with a lot of people, and I said this to somebody the other day, we just serendipitously ended up having a conversation because I was going to do an event for her company she was working for. And she said she had a book. So I said, okay, what's your Instagram page? I go on her Instagram page. There's nothing about her book on her page. So I said, okay, wait a minute. If you are not proud of your product, why would I want to support you? Just like, well, I don't want to bombard people with my posts. I said, listen, the right people will find you. Your tribe will find you. You don't worry about who is going to come. Just do the work. Tap into passion and just start. But you have to literally believe in yourself, because if you're not promoting your product, then how will you know it exists?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one thing that us as women quite often we don't do. We feel like, oh, I don't want to toot my own trumpet, or I don't want to come across as, bragging and all of this. We feel ashamed of what we've achieved. But it's like, no, if you've done it, you've done it. You need to tell people so that they can tap into it. And if people are not, if you don't believe it, why should I believe it?
Exactly. And you know what? There's a study that shows, right? On job applications, a man will apply to that job if he meets 10 of the 30 prerequisites for the job. Whereas women, we will have 28 of the things that they need, and we'll talk ourselves out of it. We'll dim our light. We'll say, oh, well, you know, I only have 28 of the qualities. Men don't think about that. They're just like, listen, job, apply. And so with anything in life, I always say, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. Listen, once I started, I reached out to people, podcasts, anybody. Hey, I have a book. Hey, I have a message that I believe people would want to hear. Could you feature me? I'd appreciate it. And people said yes.
Yes.
Guess what? We live in a day and age where we have a 24-hour news cycle. And so people are constantly putting out content. And I always said, there's somebody who needs content. Reach out. And if they say no, then it's no.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's crazy how, you know, the older we get, we allow ourselves to succumb to fear. So just before I came on this call, my 12-year-old niece, one of my best friend's daughters, she reached out to me. I didn't even know she was on Instagram. And you know what she said? She was like, hey, can I interview you at 5 for my journalism class?
I love it.
Well, wait, I didn't even know it was her. So I'm like, wow, this person is so bold. I'm like, okay, it's Thursday, and it's 1 o'clock, and you're asking me to do an interview for your whole class at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
I opened it, and I noticed it was her. But you know the beauty of it? And I said to her, absolutely. The beauty of that is that she really has no fear.
Yes, absolutely.
She have no fear. It's as we grow older, we allow life and we allow people's no to cause us to start diminishing and dimming our light and living inside this box. But I always said, listen, a lot of times you're busy thinking, oh, what are they going to think of me? What are they going to think of me? They aren't thinking about you. People are too busy thinking about their own problems. They aren't thinking about you. So please, a million times, reach out to people, ask them, because you'll be surprised. One yes is all you need to catapult yourself to the next level of success. But you have to take the bet on you. I can't take the bet on you. I can speak positivity into your life, and it is important that we have people around us who are speaking greatness and positivity in our lives. My little cousin is on, Christopher. I just saw him clap, and it's so funny. Earlier this year, I remember January, maybe 2nd, he walked out on the patio and he said to me, how does it feel being a winner the 2nd day of January? And I said, well, even if I wasn't feeling like a winner, the mere fact that he brought that energy to me, he literally said, how does it feel being a winner on the 2nd day of January? I said, look at all this. Because you need that as human beings. Listen, we love connection. We need affirmations. It's not that you are relying on people to affirm you to believe who you are. Self-love is innate. Like, you have to work on that. But there's nothing like hearing some positivity in your life, which is why if you are sharing your dreams with dream stealers and dream killers, you must stop. You have to stop, because at the end of the day, we all have little moments of doubt and insecurity. You don't really write the book. But if you have a call with somebody's like, girl, have you written a book? Girl, the world needs your story. All of a sudden, you have 2 more paragraphs in you. You're like, well, let me write. You know what I mean? So iron sharpens iron. We are some of the 5 people we talk to the most. And I did this exercise when I was in London. I said, look in your phone. The 5 people who you're talking to the most, literally look in your phone right now, on your call log, on your WhatsApp. The 5 people who you're talking to the most, are they speaking life into you, or are they sucking you dry? That's the happiness enhancing decision. And if they are not speaking life into you, it is time that you start swapping them out. And people ask, how am I going to find people? Well, that's asking. You need to start joining clubs that interest you. And things are online right now. You need to sign up for mastermind groups. If you like spinning, start going to spinning when we're no longer social distancing. People of like minds do like-minded things. You cannot be hanging out on the roadside with the beggar if you want to be a billionaire. You know what I mean? You appreciate everybody. You appreciate the beggar. You have gratitude for everything around you. But the fact of the matter is, what you want to be, you have to start surrounding yourself with that energy. I love Instagram all day looking on the shade room and reading the gossip quotes. I look on the shade room and I laugh at some of the quotes, but that is
not every day.
Part of my day. For the most part, my day is filled with Success Magazine. I am reading books. I am watching videos. You have to just bring your whole energy up. And as Faye said, birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us that.
That's it. And I can see the comments. People are like, auditing my circle. I'm going to audit my circle. And just looking at that. So what I loved about meeting you, so we first spoke online, and that was through Jamila, which was fantastic, meeting Jamila online, and she connected me with you. And then we met when you came over to the UK, and I came to your event with my mum, and I had to leave. And I was like, right, Mum, we've got to go. And she was like, you can go. I'm staying. And she says the energy that you guys had, and the way that it was just also positive, so uplifting, and that tribe that you had, you extended that circle to everyone that was in the room. And I think that's so important, particularly now as we're seeing how important those human relationships are. And as business owners and entrepreneurs and people that are working, when you've got lots of things going on, it's easy to get disconnected with your tribe, and as you say, just constantly taking that negativity, but actually maintaining a tribe of people that are lifting you up and keeping you positive is crucial. And I love to see the way that you and the other women that were part of the Women Winning Now, you just are always just supporting each other, pushing each other on, promoting each other. And sometimes we get worried thinking, well, if I support this person or push that person, then is that going to take away from me and what I'm doing? Just talk a bit around that fear and actually cultivating that tight circle of people that are able to support and promote your business just as much as you're able to do it for them as well.
So, first of all, we live in an abundant universe. I don't know if you've been watching the news, but every single day our government approves another $1 trillion to help this economy, right?
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is there's literally no lack of resources. The problem is that we have a limited mindset. And so, which is what prevents people from helping other people. And so, Jamaicans will say, what is for you can be on for you. Right? My blessings that are assigned to my name have nothing to do with your blessings. It has nothing to do with anybody else's blessings. So, which is why I can always celebrate other people. You have to run your own race. You have to be the author and the creator of your own story. We live in an abundant universe. Stop with the scarcity mindset. And I tell people all the time, you reap what you sow. You may not get the goodness back from the person who you sow into, but it literally comes back around. So what it is with a lot of people, why they don't want to support other people, why they'll watch people's Instagram feed, but they'll never like it, why they will not share a flyer, why they'll not show up to an event, it is because that other person is almost highlighting to them what they're not doing in their lives. It's jealousy, and it's such a bad quality to have. Rather than use people's success to inspire you to greatness, they would rather sit back and not celebrate the person, not support the person. And so you'll be surprised that the minute you start being kind and putting good energy out there, the universe will reward you. It really will. And so it goes back to what I said earlier about just speaking life into people and celebrating other people's success. And what people don't realize is that everybody has their season. So it's my season now. 4 years ago, when I was busy wandering around Europe for 7 weeks on robotical, when I was confused about my entire life, I share that with everybody too.
Yeah.
I will share my hills and my valleys. We all have our seasons, or ups and our downs. But the fact of the matter is, I always say, why not you? If I can have success, why not you? If I can stand on a stage with Steve Harvey, why not you? You know why not you?
Yeah.
Because you're so busy hating and being jealous of somebody else's blessings that you can't even put the energy to fuel your own dreams and passions. And the Success Leaves Clues goes back to everything. Anybody right now, most of us have access to the internet, right? Whatever business you want to start, whatever book you want to write, whatever you want to learn, you could Google it right now. And you could start following an expert in that area. Rather than say, why her? How about if her, then me too? Abundance. If she could do it, so could I. Let me learn something from this incredible woman. Let me see what Jay did. How did Jay get her start? Maybe I should DM her and say, you know what, Jay, I've been to a couple of your events. How did you do it? Rather than not go to her event, not like her post, hate on her. For what? Because I always say to people, guys, whether you support me or not, I am going to thrive. I don't need, I appreciate it, but I know that what God has ordained for me, it is for me. And so, which is why I can celebrate people, I can help people. I love to support women because I believe we are the cornerstone of society. I believe a healthy, thriving woman, healthy, thriving relationships, healthy, thriving children, healthy, thriving communities. So we really just have to learn how to celebrate each other and to really start having an abundance mindset. Nip that scarcity mindset in the bud. Think about what's the best that can happen. What's the best that can happen? I help her, okay, it will fuel my passions and I feel more. You didn't have to help me, Jay. We reached out to Jay on Instagram and we said, hey, we're coming to London, or tickets aren't moving, we're not getting any sales, could you help us? Jamila put me in touch. Jay was like, absolutely. She didn't even think twice to help us. If Jay comes to Miami, I am rolling out the red carpet for her. If she comes to Jamaica, because guys, we are greater together than we are apart. What I could have accomplished selling them 10 little tickets in London, they came on board and our tickets started moving. We had a network.
And that's the thing that I think is so important, isn't it? It's not always thinking, what am I going to get out of this? Because, you know, at that point, we had never met. Jamila was just like, you know, this is my friend, connect with her. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And it's never to be done with the thought of what I get. Exactly. In the future, it is really, as you were saying, changing your mindset and having that positivity and happiness from within, and that will really set the course for everything that you're doing. I'm loving the fact that everyone's so engaged. I don't want to ignore the messages, so thank you all. People are saying cut the things, mindset is everything. Someone else asked, when are you coming back to London? Andrea said it's a culture we've been brought up in, linked to the government, as children are being thought that they must be better than the others. And exactly, it's really about being competition and being aware of these things, I think. And then, as you were saying, being intentional about what we surround ourselves with and the life that we want to cultivate for ourselves.
Jay, I want to answer that person about the competition. So don't think of competition as a bad thing, right? At the end of the day, competition, especially competing with yourself. Like, I compete with myself. I'm like, okay, Ro, how can you be better today than you were earlier this year, right? And so, at the end of the day, competition breeds innovation. It does, right? Apple keeps getting better because Google gets better or Samsung gets better. So competition is not necessarily a bad thing. It's healthy competition, right? Are you competing to edify and enhance, or are you competing to be jealousy and to subtract from? That's the difference. So I believe in telling children, be your best, but that person or that child's best is not contingent on somebody else's best. We all were born in different circumstances. So my dad was, he died when I was younger. he was raised in a village in Uganda. You could not look at my dad in that red dirt and tell him, oh, he needs to compete with me who was born in DC. You see what I'm saying? I started at a different place in life. He made well of the circumstances that he had. He ended up going to Georgetown and getting a PhD, which completely blows my mind that he left from that little village to come to America and go to Georgetown. It's wild. But it also shows the power of possibility, and the power of positive thinking, and knowing that everything is possible if you put your mind to it and if you work hard. So competition is a good thing. Don't think competition is a bad thing. It is a good thing, but it is in the spirit that you're competing that matters. Are you competing from a place of abundance, edification, and enhancement, or are you competing from a place of tearing somebody down? Because if you are trying to compete and tear people down, it is never going to work or end well for you. It won't.
I love that distinction because it's so true, and we can get caught up and say all competition is bad, don't compete, but actually that distinction that you made I think is really profound, because it just shows us that actually the healthy side of things is great because it pushes you to be better than you were last week, last year, last month, and I think that is key. So thank you for that. I'm mindful of the time. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but tell us what good.
Lola of Wall Street, she's Ugandan. I never meet outside of going to Uganda, so that's amazing.
So there's a comment that's saying this woman is incredible. Every single word uttered is just killing me with inspiration. This is definitely the nudge I needed in this season. And that's it. We never know what our words, as you were saying, are going to do for someone else. And I think that's so key. Someone else said the great thing about Rochelle is her authenticity, and she's always got the energy. So I absolutely love the fact that people are showing the fact that what you're doing is moving them, and it's sometimes that vulnerability where we see the strength in our unity and in sharing what it is that makes us who we are. Sorry, were you going to say something?
No. I was going to say vulnerability. I see a lot of women on this feed. And so until we're honest with ourselves, like all success starts from being honest with yourself. It doesn't make sense for you to live a lie, because when you're going to bed at night, right, when you put your head on that pillow, how are you feeling? And so nobody could have that feeling for you. You know if you're showing up every day and pretending to the world to be something you're not. And the worst thing you can do is to live an inauthentic life. And so as women, we have a way of trying to put on this facade, this superwoman cape, that we have it all together. Listen, I always say, when you stand in your truth, you liberate others to do the same. So I remember when I told my testimony about, the breakup, and I'm going on the sabbatical because I'm so confused with my life and I don't know what's going on. I had a lot of women DM me and they're like, wow, I'm so happy you had the courage and that you were so brave to do that. But then I did have a couple people, why are you sharing that? You're putting your business out there. Listen, it's not a matter of putting my business out there. It is my truth. I wasn't making anything up. You're not going to silence me, because I know that I can also help somebody not make some of the same mistakes that I made. And I believe it's a duty I have to the world to help other women not make some of the mistakes I made. Why should they have to go through it if I could share my truth? And so as women, you have to be truthful, and you have to be honest. You have to be authentic. If you're not feeling fine, don't say I feel fine. I stopped using the word fine. No. How are you? I'm fine. No. I am fantastic. I am terrific. I am awesome. I am tired. I feel burnt out. I feel my feelings are all over the place. Start using the real words to describe how you're feeling, because there's a person who will also say to you, you know what, Ro, I was feeling that way last week, and these are some of the things I did to feel better. But if you're pretending to yourself, then you literally will never be able to live a true, amazing, meaningful life, because the only person you're lying to is you. And what's the point of that? What's the point?
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
be honest about your story. I'm not saying you have to tell everybody your business, but don't pretend that you are doing well if indeed that's not where you are, because then you won't be able to get the resources to help you.
Yes, and that's so true, because we don't always know what it is that we need, and sometimes it is that truth that we speak to someone else that will say, okay, try this, or have you done this? So I think, yeah, that's absolutely spot on. That advice is fantastic.
Superwoman cape. That superwoman cape. Listen,
yeah,
no, we are human beings. We are all going through life and experiences. We're not only going to have good days, and so the bad days help us and shape us to become better versions of ourselves, right?
Absolutely.
So, you know, once you start realizing that, you know, and it's very egotistical of us sometimes to think you're the only person going through it. No, there are a million women who have gone through divorce and who have thrived after. There are many women who are single parents who have also thrived after. So don't think you're the only person going through what you're going through, good or bad. Good or bad. But, you know, it tends to be the bad things where we're like, but why me? Why me? Why not you? Why not you?
Yeah,
it's definitely. That acknowledgement of it and learning to speak it aloud to yourself. Look in the mirror in the morning and literally ask yourself, how am I feeling? I've really been doing a lot of emotional check-ins with myself this whole 7 weeks. Okay, Ro, how are you feeling? And I stand there and I'm like, okay, today I feel good. I feel good energy. Like even this morning when I woke up, my energy was a little bit off. And I'm like, why am I feeling this way? I need to bring good energy to jail. I had my coffee. I started playing Beyonce. Until you acknowledge how you're feeling, you will not know how to fix it. If I was just over there being in denial that I felt great when I didn't, I wouldn't be able to go into my toolkit to get the tools that I knew I needed. I started playing music. All of a sudden, I put on my purple lipstick. I was like, girl, yes, yeah. But you have to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself. I never called anybody this morning and tell them, Lord, I feel popped down. No. I looked in the mirror and I was like, girl, you look popped down. You feel popped down. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. And sometimes we just have to have that honest conversation with ourselves and say, fix up. Yeah.
You have to just keep it real. You have to keep it real with yourself. You have to have those hard conversations, and that's why I said journaling is important. I want to give the women online an exercise to do. So
we've got a couple men in here as well, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, men. I want to give everybody an exercise to do. So you know how there's some days where you wake up and you may not feel yourself, right? So what I want you to do is to just freestyle write. Just write everything. Put a timer on, like even for like 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and set the timer. And I mean, just write all your feelings. I woke up today, I feel miserable, I feel tired, I don't know if I'm going to have a job. Whatever it is that you are going through in a moment, just put it all on paper. Set it aside for like an hour or two. You go back and you start reading it. And I want you to be kind with yourself and have self-compassion. And as you're reading it, I want you to start thinking, if my best friend or my mom or somebody who I love dearly called me and told me all those things that I wrote on that paper, what would I say to them? Guys, that's the gift of self-encouragement. You have to learn how to encourage yourself. You will not always have somebody to do it for you. And the beautiful thing of seeing your thoughts and your emotions on paper is that at times you realize how ridiculous it is. You will even stop yourself and you're like, girl, you really went down the path. You are not going to be homeless and you are healthy. Stop the madness, right? You are able to course correct. So if there's anything, it's so helpful. It is so helpful. Just you could type it in your phone. Or you could write it. I like to write, but you can type it on your phone or open a Microsoft Word document and boom, 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 boom. Type it all out. Go back to it a couple hours later, you read it, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, my problems clearly aren't as big as I've made them. I literally was just spiraling out of control and having anxiety, and I need to just get it together.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you had your moment. You allowed yourself to be vulnerable, to feel, to feel what it is to be a human and have wavering, changing emotions day by day.
So someone said, you know, sometimes they're finding it hard to have compassion for themselves. And how do you get to a point? I guess it's a gradual place that you have to get yourself to. How can we think about doing that?
So, okay, so as I said with self-compassion, and that's actually one of the days in my book, right? Yeah. Think about the person who you love the most. It may be a child, and I want you to use maybe a child, because you have so much more compassion and patience for children. And so if you would not speak to a child in the manner that you're speaking to yourself in your thoughts, it's not good. So I want you to start giving yourself the same kind of kindness and the same kind of grace that you are busy extending to others. Yeah. Your best friend called you and she said, hey girl, and she told you all the things that you've been beating yourself up about. You would never say to her, girl, you're dumb, you're a fool, you're stupid. You would talk to her like that. You would have compassion for her. You'd say, babe, it's gonna work out. Maybe you just need to go take a nap. Maybe you need to go for a run. Maybe you need to call a therapist. You would be kind and you would help her find solutions. You wouldn't beat her up. So with yourself, I understand sometimes that's so much harder, but you only have one self. Yeah. And you have to take care of her. Yeah. Because listen, for the rest of your life, all you got is you. Like you forever, you will always have you. Yeah. If there's anybody who you need to be giving the most love to, the most concern, and the most care right now, it is you. And for the rest of your life, you need to put yourself first. Yeah. You can't pour from an empty tank. Exactly. And a healthy you is a healthy environment for everybody around you. Yeah. The better you become, the better your experiences will be, the better your relationships will be. That's a fact. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for real. What Tima's saying, she's spitting knowledge. Love it. And I think it's so true. So for anyone that hasn't seen it, Rochelle, I think your Sagicor presentation is still available. And I'm going to put it in our story because that was so powerful. And I was literally watching it and I was just screaming at the screen because I was like, yes, this woman is doing everything. I sent it to everyone that I could think of. I always laugh and say, half of those views on that Sagicor video are because of Jay. You see what I'm saying about women supporting each other? Yeah. So many people who have messaged me and they're like, oh, Jay, my friend Jay sent me a Sagicor video. Jay is over there cheerleading for me and she literally met me for like 2 hours on a random Saturday in London in 2018. Yeah. She literally supports and cheerleads me. But not only is she doing that, she's giving the resource to people who she knows needs it. Which is why I always say, when you have a gift, you need to share it because you never know who may need your gift. And your gift is not for you. Your gift is to help other people. And so the more you realize that when people are sharing their gifts, if you are also sharing it, you never know the hands, the life that you may save by helping somebody else. Yeah. Right? So we just keep paying it forward. It really is a cycle. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That Sagicor video, girl, you don't share it with 10,000 people.
What was that like for you, though, to, as you say, introduce Steve Harvey? He's someone that is world-known, like he's known around the world, and that must have been a great feeling for you. What was that like?
So the thing about it is, I will say, you never know when your moment is going to come, so always be prepared, right? Yeah. I was asked to do a workshop for that conference, and then it ended up being like, okay, well, no, you're going to just be the first speaker that morning. Steve is going to close. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a year, guys. Like, I go from writing the book, and then the next year, I'm like literally on a stage being the opening speaker with Steve Harvey. And so it was a full circle moment. So what I will say is, one, always be prepared, right? Yeah. And I was ready. You know how they say opportunity, whatever that saying is, right? I was prepared. I like to read about happiness. I love reading about personal development. So with or without Steve Harvey, I was always getting better for me because I knew I had a duty to impart good, fresh knowledge to people, to help them. My service to this world is to make and help people become happier. So by the time the opportunity came, I was very sure about what I was talking about. I'd gotten my certification, I'd read all these articles. Of course, I was super nervous. I didn't know well it would be received, but I prepared longer than I ever have prepared for any speech, because usually I just go by my feelings and the vibes, right? Yeah. But this time I prepared. I had a brief outline of what I want to talk about, but I also pivoted with the audience. Yes. So preparation is key. So a lot of people are waiting for this magical, miraculous moment where everything is going to just fall into place. No, guys. You have to start with the small wins. I was literally just posting random quotes on IG, which is why I'm saying you need to start somewhere. Yeah. It doesn't have to be at the top of the mountain, but just start. Whatever is in your gut that you feel like you want to do and you believe you're good at, and you're getting that gnawing sensation, start. Because you never know when that moment may come. You never. Megan Thee Stallion, she was so hysterically happy yesterday because Beyonce jumped on her. Remix. Imagine if Megan decided, you know what, I'm not going to go to the studio. I'm not going to practice my craft. Imagine if Michael Jordan decided after they cut him from the high school basketball team, I ain't going back. I ain't going back to practice. No, guys. I don't care how many times you fail, how hard it looks, what obstacles aren't in the way, who are in the way, who is not liking your Facebook or Instagram. Yeah. People get bogged down with the wrong things. Yeah. You don't need everybody to support you. You just need to believe in yourself, and your tribe will find you. Yeah. And that was it. You know, I believed in myself. The lady reached out to me and was like, okay, we're doing this. And I was like, you know what? I'm about to go on that stage and I'm about to make it worth my while. Yeah. And it was that video that opened up the door for the International Speaking Bureau that I'm now a part of. Wow. Because the next thing is, I could have gone on that stage and been average, but I prepared. Because you don't know when the moment is going to come for you. Your gifts will make room for you. And so my gift made room for me when I started on Instagram posting my little quotes. My gift made room for me when I did Woman Winning Now. My gift made room for me with Steve Harvey. And my gift also made room for me with the International Speakers Bureau. Yeah. But I started from a free resource on Canva. I didn't have the Canva Pro account. I have a free one. Yeah. And I put up my quote. Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. I love the fact that you spoke about the journey and where it started to where you ended up, and we know that there's so much more to come from you. So I absolutely love that. Everyone go and follow Rochelle if you're not already. The book is amazing, and I'm sure there'll be much more. There's a journal as well, which people can use to get their journaling going. Yeah, love it. Oh, look, and I use my own journal. Yes. I found this the other day, and wait, this is what I'm saying about journaling your own thoughts. So this is from September 6, 2018, and I was like, Lord, I'm so grateful for my portion. Thank you that all of my needs are met and most of my wants. Yeah. Love it. And that was from September 2018. Yeah. I go back and I read it, and I'm like, wow, I really have come far from being a confused person in law school to not knowing my purpose and my passion to now living in my dream. And it took 13 years. Yeah. My purpose solidified. But it happened. And so it will happen for you too. But you just have to start and be brave. And I think that's the thing as well. Sometimes we see everyone's glory, but we haven't seen the hard work that's gone before, and we think that it's going to happen instantly, and we think that it's going to come overnight, or we think after 1 year, okay, I'm not seeing the changes. What's happening? And as you said, that was 13 years, and there's so much groundwork that's been done before that people just don't see. 13 years, y'all, was the journey to my purpose. Yeah. I'm keeping it real. Yeah. And that's daunting for some people. Sometimes, people don't know what is my purpose, like what am I meant to do. But I think what you were talking about before in terms of being in a space and actually just making the most of that place that you're at. And bloom where you are planted. Bloom where you're planted.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love everything. Everyone's like, save this live. Guys, please record it on your own phones because my phone is unreliable and Instagram never allowed me to save these things. I will definitely try to save it. As I said, I'm going to put your link from the Sagicor talk in our stories as well, so people can link through and watch the full thing, because that was just amazing. And as well, the book, for anyone that hasn't already got it, go get it. It is amazing. Instagram's going to lock us off. So, Rochelle.
I had so much fun.
Yes, me too. It's lovely.
Thanks for having me, Jane. Yeah. You're amazing. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too. It was so amazing. And thank you to everyone that has been engaged, that's commented. Please keep going, stay positive. And yeah, Rosh, I will speak to you soon on the other side.
Bye, guys.